thanks so much for joining us as we take a look at the upcoming Season 7 of Arrow. We've got some of the show's cast and creators with us today, so let's bring them out and get this party started. Starting with the brand new showrunner for this season, executive producer Beth Schwartz is with us. Please give a warm welcome to Rick Gonzalez. Mr. David Ramsey. Emily Beth Rickards. Coming back for Season 7, Colton Haynes. Mr. Echo Pelham. Julianne Hartley. And the man yourself, Mr. Stephen Amell. That's a good-looking panel.
It's a good-looking room.
How are you guys?
Thank you guys for coming out.
A lot.
What's that?
How many people in here?
Around
At least a million.
4,500, give or take.
Hello.
Let's get things started. Let's first of all talk to Beth Schwartz, the new showrunner.
Yes.
What's it like taking over this juggernaut of a TV series?
It's awesome.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Can we expect a change in tone? Are you going to put your own imprint on this? Is it going to be more of the same? Are you coming out of the box fighting? What's happening?
Well, I've been on the show since Season 1.
Wow.
So I've been here for a long time. So it's not going to be a different show, but I'm definitely going to put my spin on it.
I've
You
heard
guys are not ready. She's.
I'm dark. I'm a dark person.
It's the best spin that's been put on the show since the show started. So.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Oh, there's feelings.
She's a.
Co-sign.
Having the female energy and having the female directors and female producers and having all this female energy is really, really special to all of us, and I think it's important. And I'm so happy for you, Beth. I'm sorry.
I get the sense that this upcoming season is about redemption in a lot of ways for a lot of the characters. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not for me.
Not you. Looks like you're working out a lot, taking a lot of showers. Watching your back.
Watching your back while you take a shower.
You know, like you do. Oliver now is in prison
Yeah.
with all the guys that he put there because he has now come out as the Green Arrow and everyone knows. That, I can't imagine, puts Oliver in a good situation.
You're right. It's really bad. He's in prison with a bunch of people that he put in prison.
Yes.
No good.
No good at all. And what are the ripple effects it has on his family and friends as well? Emily, you can address this. I mean, Felicity and William now, they are alone. And I think the weight probably falls on Felicity to try to protect them and keep them safe.
Well, I think just like Oliver is watching his back, Felicity's tired of watching hers and she's gonna take some action.
Let's talk about Team Arrow and the effects that Oliver going into prison has on them. What's Renee going to be like out there in the streets?
I think that's going to be the crux of the season, is kind of seeing how Renee interprets Oliver's directive to us, and fighting and
The mantle's been passed to you, right?
yeah. Well, in a way, I mean, it's how we interpret that, and
Yeah.
I think we're going to see if Renee does find his way with the mask or without it.
And Diggle it was still with Argus, David? That's where we find him in the season?
No, Diggle's dead.
Spoiler. Spoiler 101.
Yeah, Diggle's
Showers in the teaser.
Can you take that wet shirt off there, Stephen?
There's a note right here that says, please be aware that many members of your audience may be under 18 years of age. So I'm not going to reply to that the way that I want to.
All right.
I just says my name and says, say whatever you want.
I mean, I remember the time when you took your shirt off, Steven.
Actually,
You can do it now.
how about we show the trailer again?
Colton, Roy Harper is back in Star. You were off hunting Lazarus pits, I think was the last time I saw you.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and now you're back, and I guess we'll find out what that's all about this season.
I'm still, yeah, I'll find out too, yeah. You know, the good thing is Roy's coming back with it. He's not the same person. It's going to be very, very interesting, that's all I can say.
He's Curtis now.
Because I was like, that's kind of high, but, you know, Beth did, and she's a genius, so she wrote me a version of the character that just was it's so special. So it's going to be hard for me to do, but I'm super happy to do it, and I'm so excited to be back. So thank you guys. Yeah.
And Echo, what's in store for Curtis? He's also like Renee's character. Renee has to figure out what it means to try to protect the city in Oliver's absence, right?
Curtis is just chilling. You know, he's like taking to the city, like falling in love. You know,
Driving Uber now, picking up some bucks.
he's doing Lyft. He prefers Lyft. But it's that same thing that Renee says. Is you know, we're all still trying to do the best we can for Star City. And we're just trying to see how we can approach it in different ways, in different lights. Some aspects will be vigilantism, but you know, just be interested to see where every character finds himself and how they stand up for the city and the denizens of it.
And the only person who legally can fight crime in Star City, Juliana's character, Dinah, looks like in a big bad way with the Star City Brigade.
Yes.
How fun for you to get to play both sides, right?
Very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully she can get a little bit of work done on the other side of the wall.
Yeah. Beth, from what we can see from the trailer, it looks to me like what we knew Diaz was coming back. We're going to see him again.
Yes.
And is it fair to say that a group of guys named the Longbow Hunters may come into this season?
Yes, we're super excited about it. They were mentioned in the finale of season 6, and we have 3 Longbow Hunters coming, working with Diaz, and we have. Should I say it now?
Sure.
Nice.
There's some stuff out there.
We've got Red Dart, we have Kodiak, and we have the Silencer.
And on the inside, it looks like Bronze Tiger shows up again, and
Yep. Stardust
and Brick are there giving Oliver a bad time. So
Yeah.
that's quite the lineup of bad guys you got this year.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun for them.
And let's address something that was in the news this week, and I think we're going to talk about it because I'm sure people are curious. This character of Batwoman they keep talking about coming to the Arrowverse. Batwoman, how exciting is that? How is she going to figure into the show?
Well, we're super excited about it, but we're still working on the first half of the season, so the crossover is not yet something that
Maybe I'll spoil the crossover just quickly for everyone. It's just it's a 44-minute long conversation between Oliver and Batwoman in prison.
With the plexiglass on the phone. I like that.
We're not gonna say who's in prison.
An intimate character study through a window. I like that. This arc, I'm getting the sense for Oliver's character has been a long time in coming, right, Stephen? I mean, it seemed like you were working towards revealing your identity for some time now, and that has to be, as an actor, a dream, right? Because now you get to play the character in a whole brand new way.
Yeah, the coolest thing about the premiere for me and what's happening with Oliver in the early part of the season is there's nothing about him that's heroic at all. if you're a fan of the character and if you root for the character, then I really hope the premiere pisses you off. And that's been very fun. One scene sorry. 7 years of my life. Give me a break. I really enjoyed, like, there's one scene in particular in the premiere where what Oliver does is kind of reprehensible, and that's interesting. Sorry.
Ralph, you all right? I'm concerned. I'm concerned and bothered. Because it's been such a long road for Oliver. He started off so dark, and through the love of his friends and family and the women in his life and the friendships that he's made along the way, he has become more complete as a human being. And to see him regress again in prison, I think is going to
Well, maybe what he did in the finale was stupid.
I'm glad you said it. I wasn't going to bring it up. But it's impossible. It could have been a huge mistake on your part.
It might have been a giant mistake. Who knows?
And who told you that?
Yeah, really. Maybe someone had given you a warning.
He's probably right.
All right, let's get to questions of the audience, because I get the sense you guys have a lot of things that you want to ask that they probably can't answer about the season that's coming up. But let's get to it anyway first. Do we have someone out there waiting to ask a question? I sure hope so. Hi there, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
This is the first time in a while. I was here last year and you let me.
You're gonna give it back?
Okay. I'll take it back. But do you think that you're gonna come next year?
Hopefully, if we get tickets.
Sarah, stay right there. I have something for you, okay? I'm gonna take back the necklace, but I've got something for you. I've only ever stolen one thing from the show. Okay, 1 second.
Oh my God. Can't hop the fence anymore.
Sarah, what do you got there? Is that a bow? Yeah, congratulations. That's pretty cool.
Should we just end it there? There's no way to top it.
I was going to say, where does it go from there? Sarah, I think you should do my job next year. You should be up here moderating, okay? For that. Yes, the next cloaked Avenger there. Yes. Hi.
I told you and Kevin Smith about Stephen Mel's winery in Walla Walla.
That's right. I remember you saying that. Yes.
Yep.
I'll tell you a quick story. I was a longtime friend of Adam West, the late Adam West, who played Batman on TV, of course. And his hometown is Walla Walla, Washington. And so we just had Adam West Day last year on his birthday. We were up there. And that young lady took me aside and told me all about your winery that you have up there.
So nice.
True story. Yeah. Tell me your wine next time I'm up there. You have a question?
Yes, my question is for the whole cast. I was wondering if we could get a quick 2 truths and a lie about your characters at the beginning of the season.
That sounds dangerous. Sorry, Beth. How about one truth and one lie? Can you do that?
No.
No? How about just a lie? How about just a lie? Just make up a lie.
2 lies and a half truth.
No, just a lie.
We don't know.
We're like waiting on Beth to give us
It's like improv class.
Don't
myself in front of Beth, but go ahead. Go.
I think
I break dance, rock climb, and become a chef.
Hand up, David.
Not gonna play that game.
Passing?
Yeah.
Oliver eats some mac and cheese. And he puts ketchup on it.
Is that the horrible thing you said you did in the premiere? You put ketchup on mac and cheese? 'Cause that's kind of gross.
Wait, you don't put ketchup on your mac and cheese? This is a Canadian thing. You put ketchup on everything.
And mayonnaise, right? Mayonnaise,
Ketchup chips.
ketchup chips are good though. I was
They're delicious.
I was filling them and I was like, dang, these are actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
I'll need some of them.
We've lost complete control. Thank you for your question. You got some truth in some lines, and I hope you can figure them out as we move on. Good luck to you.
Fell for the old chips excuse.
Chips trick, if you will.
Hi there, what's your name?
Oh,
we
you
have a
look
mic on?
awesome.
Thanks. Hi, my name is Amelia, and I had the pleasure of seeing the panel and giving Emily snacks at Heroes and Villains in Chicago.
I love sex. I love you. Also love sex.
My question is, have you guys come up with any more definitions for the friendship filigal? And can we expect more of that now that Oliver's, spoiler alert, is in prison?
Didn't illegal catch on.
That was pretty. Wait, the hell?
I laughed about it.
What's the friendship? The legal.
It's illegal, but it was delicious.
It was free and legal. A little legal.
Oh, I'm like political.
Which is not unlike a Harry Potter magic spell. They're both a part of Hufflepuff. Clearly.
Do you guys get closer in Oliver's absence?
Well, we're kind of hunting down. There's a piece of that.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of hunting down Diaz in our own way, I think. So.
Yeah, they're a little bit separate. As much as they are together.
Didn't I?
Did you say?
So they're separate and together, Emily. Is that what you're telling us?
I'm really good at dancing around the question. I gotta tell you.
Our showrunners to
See,
the left of us.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had ketchup chips?
Classic, really.
Enough. Thank you so much. Hi there. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Omar. You actually inspired me to try archery, and I was wondering if you practice archery outside the show or if you have a collection of bow and arrows outside at home.
I just gave away my only bow.
We're gonna have a bake sale and have to raise some money and see if we can buy you a new one.
I appreciate that, man. Oh, but what kind of bow do you shoot? Recurve. That's the best kind of bow to learn on, I think. I love practicing archery. I don't get to do it as much as I want, but yeah, it's a cool discipline, sport, hobby.
We should
I like
set
it.
one up in circus and just, have a little danger fun walking to catering. Danger fun, the new internet craze.
And then whatever you're into, that's fine.
We're all into the Olicity shippers, so can you give us a hand to that? So, yeah. I'm so sorry.
Another thing I wanted to address about this season, it struck me as we were watching the trailer, is how much personally I'm going to miss Quentin Lance. How Paul Blackthorne presence in that show was a big part of the show for me for so many years. And so, yeah, can we get another round of applause for Paul? That's another void left in the family there that I think is probably going to cause a lot of the characters to have to rise up and try to live up to his
Yeah, I hope that I speak for everyone when I say that Paul was such a calming influence and such a fun guy to work with, even though he was method. And no one has ever laughed harder than me and Kate. And Paul Blackmore, we loved him so much.
He's a comedian and he has no idea. It's true. He's a comedian.
We miss him. He's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Very talented.
Thank you for your question, Omar. I think we have another.
Oh.
Young man there. Hi there, what's your name?
My name is Caitlin, and Stevie back on the show.
Will Speedy be back?
Beth, showrunner?
Right now, there aren't plans for it, but you never know.
I don't think anyone's ever really gone from the Arrowverse, right? There's always a possibility that people can come back.
No, Paul's gone.
No, he's dead. He's dead.
Never know. Maybe from another world.
No, even all others.
Come on. Hi there, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Dina.
What's your
I was
question?
wondering, this is
Me too.
This is a question for Stephen Amell, and I was wondering, how do you keep your mask on? Because in close-ups, there's no elastic.
With due respect, mind your own business.
I'd also like to know the answer to that question.
Just stay on.
There's some weird superpowers out there.
You know, superheroes are magicians. They can't tell their secrets. Sorry. Hi there, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Nate, and I was just wondering, with everything that's happened to William in the last few years, with Leanne Yu and Oliver being sent to prison, I was wondering if he's going to become the next Archer on Team Arrow.
Hey, Beth, not a bad story idea.
Well, he's a little young, but he has, with his father in prison, he's got a lot to deal with this season. It's not going to be a good time for him either.
I'm more worried about William becoming the next Joker with all the hardships he's going through.
There's some therapy in William's future.
I think from the early part of reading the season, I think that William's arc is the most interesting arc of any character on the show.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Beth, you've been with the show since the beginning, right?
Yes,
How did you start on the show?
I was a writer's assistant, season 1.
And then you just worked your way up to the
Yeah,
boss.
I wrote 5
Number one.
Now that you get to call the shots, are there story ideas that you've been sitting on for your whole career at Arrow that now you get to implement? So this is very much your Arrow, I guess.
Well, it's still, with the characters that the creators created, I'm, honoring them, and,
Sure.
and Mark is still consulting. But it's definitely my spin in the writers. I just want to give a shout out to all the Arrow writers.
Yeah.
They worked very hard to create, the show's been on a long time, and to have new stories with these characters that we love is definitely exciting. It's a challenge, but we're doing it and we're excited about it.
As a dad myself, I find the theme of fatherhood that runs throughout this show very impactful to me and my fellow fathers who are also fans of the show. And I'd like to talk to the guys who play dads on the show. How does that factor into what makes your character who they are? I think for Renee, certainly, that's a big part of it.
It's a big part of Renee's life. I think, especially with this season being about redemption, I think Renee's journey has always been about redemption and how he can redeem himself from everything he's been through, and especially not having Zoe in his life for such a long time. Now that he has her in his life, I think it kind of brings a nice juxtaposition to the darkness that he is, and being someone who wants to be a vigilante, and to have that type of aggression that he is. So I love the juxtaposition between him being a father to Zoe, but at the same time having that energy and going out there and being a vigilante. So for me, it's a lot of fun to play.
And David, you're a new dad on the show, more or less, and so I think it's certainly changed Diggle's character. I mean, you have a young child on the show.
Oh, yeah. I said, you know something about Lila? I don't know.
New.
Long hours and hours.
But newish.
Yeah, I think fatherhood runs, obviously it's a thread, like you said in the show. For Diggle, I think he's always kind of been at, there hasn't really been much conviction for him and his wife in terms of what they do in raising a child. Somehow or another, he and Lila are very well adjusted with going out there every day and risking their lives and yet being parents. I think they're probably two of the more adjusted couples in that respect. But I would like, I think we are going to see what all this means at some point to Diggle. I mean, he's married to and I love the fact that I said that and Beth is shaking her head. I like the idea that we have to kind of find out what's going on with he and Lila and what that means to his life, and being married to the League of Artists.
Yeah.
How that plays into Team Arrow. I think that's a very interesting story.
And Stephen, I think William perhaps is one of the biggest changes to your character in the history of the series, how it's really affected and changed Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver's at his best when he's a dad. And I haven't had the opportunity to have any scenes with Jack yet this year, who plays William. And I miss it.
Yeah, he's the best.
Hi there, what's your name?
My name's Natasha. Thank you so much. This is so awesome. My question is, I'm so excited. My question is, with the whole multiverse and the fact that deceased characters can come back.
Except for Paul.
Is there any chance that we might see Malcolm Merlyn again? And if so, is he going to be wearing those $1,800 rhinestone pumps?
Is Barrowman here?
I don't know. He was here yesterday.
Is he behind me?
Are you gonna hop out of this?
Only if he's wearing those shoes, he can come back.
That's the condition, he has to wear those shoes to come back?
I don't know. You never know who's gonna come back. That's all I can say.
What about Talia al Ghul? You really see Katrina? Is Katrina Law going to come back?
I don't know.
You are awful.
I know. They have
really good at this.
I know.
Wait, she does know. She's just not going to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough. Hi there, what's your name?
Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
So my question is for Stephen. You did American Ninja Warrior last year for the... what was that experience like, and are you going to do it again?
It was good. And no. It's really bad. I'm not a professional athlete. I only made it through that course because I was terrified of messing up and embarrassing myself.
So I had to carry me the whole next episode.
Oh yeah, I hurt both of my arms so bad. I had something called compartment syndrome. Google it, it's terrible. And the entire next episode, I just had to pick Emily up. Emily is just 5'7" of muscle.
Thank you so much. It's the platform. I'm like 5'8" at least.
I thought I was being generous. Anyway, thank you for your question.
We have time for one more. I'm getting the signal. One more question is all we have time for. Hi there. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Paulina, and I was wondering, will Oliver and his wife have a kid?
Oh, that's it.
Wow.
I passed out
Anybody up?
No.
No babies this year. All right, fair enough. I think that's it. I think that's all we have time for. So